going to be opening communication with my soul family and any high vibrational beings that have a message that needs to be shared in this moment. I am only opening this channel for messages that are in the greatest and highest of good for all. Any messages that need to come forth, I am opening the channel for you to bring those messages forth with love and gratitude. Again, opening channels for only the highest vibrational beings. I'm calling in my soul team. My higher self. Let's see how you do there. You down here. Okay. Just take these out for a bit. You there. I bless this plant. And I flow into it peace and love. I pour into it clarity and openness. Thank you so much for the medicine that you provide, the medicine that you have provided me over this last year of healing, the medicine that you continue to provide and that you will continue to provide, the awareness that you bring. Thank you. When you want to have a good smoke session. I'm joking, but I think, I don't do this often, but I think it's important that we take time to, whenever it comes to you, allow yourself to take that moment, to take action on it, to just take that time to send gratitude to the different things in your life that bring meaning to your life, that bring healing to your life, and put intention into things, put intention into the things that you're consuming, be it the weed that you're smoking, the water that you're drinking, the food that you're consuming. Yeah. Put intention into it. Um, your words have so much power. Your intention has so much power. So speak um, that which you want to accomplish, speak that into being, right? Put that intention into your body so that it will move you towards exactly what it is that you need to do in order to gain those things. You know, it's not just putting your intention in so that you can receive the things that you want. You know, it's not just like, you know, you think manifestation, okay, I think about what it is that I want, I have positive thoughts, I write it down, and then it's going to come to me. No, what happens is you put your intention out there, and the pathway just becomes a bit clearer for how you get there. You know, the steps that you need to take, the roads that you need to follow, right? And it's up to you to pay attention to that. You put your intention out there, and then you wait to see what it is you need to do in order to accomplish that, right? Intention isn't the only thing. There's action that has to follow that. But yeah. So I have my Ouija board here. I'm not sure if I'm going to use it while I'm on camera. But I just wanted to kind of take that moment in the beginning just to kind of open that channel for whatever it is that needs to come through, right? And I'm kind of sensing that possibly there are a few different things that might need to come through. But I have my cards here, so I'll probably pull a couple cards. Yeah, see where that goes. And I guess with regards to the Ouija board, I know that I'd say I'll just edit that out, but I won't. I won't. I'll get to it and I'll be like, just leave it. But yeah. What was I saying? Oh, the Ouija board. Yes. I think there are so many misconceptions when it comes to certain divination tools, right? I talked about intention before. Intention has a lot to do with how tools are used, right? And rewind a bit. There are lots of misconceptions when it comes to the use of certain divination tools, right? Including the Ouija board. The Ouija board, I think, has, for me at least, in my experience, had mostly negative connotations that, kind of stay away from that because you don't want to be bringing in certain energies or, bringing in certain things to this realm or to your space, right? And I think very often the negative sides of things have been the sides that have been put to the forefront in order to steer us away from them, to steer us away from tools that could actually be very beneficial to us, tools that can actually help us become more aware of ourselves, right? We don't want to become too reliant on these tools, you know. It's interesting. I just watched this series, The Sandman, and one of the things that stood out to me in it was, you know, in that when he had spoiler alert, spoiler alert. If you have not yet watched The Sandman, there are a few things that I might say that you will not appreciate if you plan on watching that show. So you can just pause the video here, um, and maybe come back to it after you've watched the show. Or you can just kind of like try and skip forward and, you know, I would say I'd give you a key word when I'm done, but I know I'll forget. I'll try though. Um, Batman. Wait, but then how are you going to... It's like you're not gonna... Maybe I'll just like pause for a little while. That way, you know, I don't know. Just skip forward until I'm not talking about Sandman. I don't even know why I did that. No, all right. No, I'm not gonna speak that into being. People will see this. People will see it. But yeah, divination tools. In the Sandman, yeah. So when he's captured, he loses. They take his tools away, right? His sand, his ruby, and then his helm, right? And when he was freed, you know, he was so like kind of insistent that he needed to retrieve his tools because they're such a huge part of him, right? And throughout that part, I was just kind of thinking, like, I kind of equated it to my own journey, right? And starting out on this healing journey and this journey into spirituality. You know, getting the tarot cards, my pendulum, all these different things that were going to help me be more spiritual, or, you know, to get in touch more with my spirituality, right? And what I realized is that, oh, I guess I didn't really need to do a spoiler alert because I'm not really, it was just that one little thing. Yeah, so I'm finished talking about Sandman just in case, you know? Yeah. All right. Dang it. Now I lost my train of thought. Oh gosh. I guess I didn't really give any spoilers away because, I mean, it wasn't... Dang it. And this is supposed to make... Well, no, it is supposed to make it better because I spoke clarity into it. So as I take in, I will receive the clarity, right? And the words will just flow. So yeah, I think what I was saying is that we don't want to place too much reliance on the tools that we use, you know, in the sand. Darn it. Okay, spoiler alert. Possibly, I don't know. In the Sandman, you know, he went on this mission to retrieve his tools because he really, I don't know, I guess he felt less powerful without them, right? And for me, as I watched this, I kind of equated, I said this already. I equated it to my use of my tools, right? At the beginning of my spiritual journey, I placed a lot of reliance on the tools that I was using, a lot of external reliance, right? Wanting to get all the decks, and I mean, I still really do enjoy my decks and I still love using them in my readings and I use them for myself. So I'm not going to stop getting decks because they're so beautiful. It's art and you can keep it and use it. It's functional art, really. You know, it has the beautiful words, the beautiful imagery all together. It's just amazing and I highly recommend it. Highly. Okay. Sorry, I got off track. All right. So, let's bring it back. Okay. Um, tools. I started to become really over reliant on my tools, especially my pendulum, right? And I had to wean myself off of it, right? I had to just kind of put it away for a while so that I could really ensure that I was focusing on the guidance that was coming from within, right? Really understanding my own body and my own mind and being able to tune into myself and listen to my own heart, right? And I found that when I was using the pendulum, I was kind of looking outside of this, you know, because it wasn't so much, even though I was saying that the pendulum is connected to me and it's really, you know, my internal voice that's just seen externally, you know, that's how I would kind of rationalize it to myself. It's still coming from within, you know, which, yes, in a sense, it was still coming from within, but mentally, there was kind of an attachment forming to it and like a dependency on it. Like I needed to know what the pendulum would say, right? You know, what's that answer going to be? And that's what I would kind of go with. And then it was realizing that no, you know, I can't put my reliance in that. Yes, it's a great divination tool, I think, for certain things, but I think my whole period with the pendulum was really just to get connected with that part of me. You know, not to put all of my focus into it, but to develop that connection so that I would have that tool available to me in times of need. Not something to be overused. So for a time, yes, just so that I could develop the trust that, you know, okay, yeah, we are connected. This is actually happening. I am not moving it. It's not a fluke. You know, this is something that I have seen, and, you know, it's, yeah, you know, just developing that connection with it. And, yeah, I was able to just kind of put it aside. And you know, every now and then I'll have moments where I'll have it like maybe for a couple days, maybe, or even just like a few hours, just have it like with me, you know. And there are a couple occasions where I'll use it, but for the most part, I don't really use it anymore. And with my tarot cards, um, there was a heavy reliance on the book, right? I need to see what it says in the book so that I can kind of, you know, figure out what the message is. And I think now, even though I still do read the message in the book, not always, but I still do enjoy reading the messages in the book, especially when I'm doing readings for people. If I'm doing a reading for myself, I don't always read the book, but when I'm doing readings for people, I like to read the message just because I think um, they're so beautifully written. And sometimes I think it's good for the individual to hear what it says themselves so that they can look within themselves and see what comes up for them, you know, instead of relying on my interpretation, you know. So giving them an opportunity to work on, you know, listening to their own heart and their own intuition. And um, yeah. I lost my train of thought. Hmm. Well, yeah. Divination tools. Oh, I was starting out talking about all right, so I don't remember how I got all the way here, but I'm pretty sure the direction I was initially going when I brought up the tools in the first place was the fact that a lot of these tools have been hidden from us, but right in front of our faces, right? They've been hidden from us because this is my opinion. This is how I see it. I feel as though in order to prevent us from understanding these tools and understanding how they help us to look within ourselves and understanding how they help us to develop a deeper connection with ourselves, right? In order to prevent us from seeing how that all works, we have been led to be afraid of these tools, right? We have been taught to fear them. We have been taught that they connect you to dark and dangerous entities, and that you should steer clear of them if you don't want to invite any of that in, right? So many people have so much fear around it, because there's been all of these lies that have been created, right? Yes, I am certain that these tools could be used in order to um, connect with darker things if that is your intention to do, right? If that's your intention, right? And you bring your fear and your um more negative energy towards it, then yeah, you're going to bring that in, but that's in general, with or without tools. Whatever energy it is that you are putting out there, that's what you're bringing in, right? So it's important to I don't know where I was going with that one, but it has a lot to do with intention, and that goes with or without the use of these tools. So I don't think we should blame the tools themselves. It's the individual, and I don't think really there is nothing to blame. That's just something that is, right? Um, but yeah, I feel like I'm going so fast. Usually my pace is like a lot slower, which if this is slow to you, then it gets slower, right? Um, hmm. Yes, so um, I think it's important that we work on opening our minds to new ideas, right? Opening our minds to the idea that the things that we've been taught are wrong, right? Open our minds to the idea that there's a different way, right? That there's a different path, and that maybe it's time to start unlearning some things, right? Unlearning the things that society has kind of placed upon us, right? Be open to the idea that these tools are here for us, right? To help us connect to a deeper part of ourselves, a deeper part of this universe of existence, to help us connect with each other, to realize our already deep connection, to realize the oneness of everything, right? To reveal truth. These tools are not meant to harm, right? They are here for us, and we should not fear them, right? Open your mind and open your heart to new things, and trust what you feel, right? Take a moment right now. Take a moment right now and just pause. And just bring your focus to your breath, right? And just consider trying one of these tools. Consider, if you've never done it, chances are if you're watching this video, you're probably already into all of this stuff. But if not, on the chance that you are someone who has feared these things, and on the chance that you stuck around listening because you were, somehow intrigued, something pulled you to stay, something pulled you to listen, right? If these are things that have before scared you, allow yourself to be open to trying and just see what feeling comes up for you, right? Is there a feeling of curiosity, excitement, joy, right? Trust what comes up for you, right? And if the fear was already there, that's not just going to go away. Don't trust the fear, right? Trust the feeling that you have when you put yourself into a centered space, right? So maybe when you're making decisions, when you're trying to decide what it is you want to do, just pause for a moment. Maybe sit down if you're sitting on the floor, with meditation pose, or if you're sitting on a chair, just place your feet flat on the floor and just bring your focus to your breath. And you take some deep inhales through the nose and exhale through the mouth, right? And you do that until you feel centered and at peace. And it's when you're there that you bring that question or idea up and see what it feels like in your heart, in your gut, right? What is it telling you? What is your soul telling you, right? The answers are within you. Allow yourself to be guided to what's meant for you. In order to do that, you have to trust yourself. But yeah. I lost my train of thought again. Yeah, if your curiosity has been piqued, if you have any questions, please ask, reach out to me. But if your curiosity has been piqued, maybe be open to trying some things out, you know? Yeah. Maybe I'll pull one card just to close out. As I shuffle, even though this is not a live video, if you have any question or any guidance that you're seeking, just hold that in your heart. And perhaps the message will speak to that. Perhaps it won't. But either way, oops. It's too many. Either way, the message that comes through, trust that it's the one that's meant for you. Four of Cups. Four of Cups. All right. If you are finding yourself bored, unsatisfied, or frustrated with your current situation, know that you are likely missing the vibrant landscapes that are present just beyond your peripheral vision. Often we become so focused on our own internal perspectives that our feelings about a situation can prevent us from noticing the arrival of extraordinary opportunities and remarkable things. If you remain open to shifting ever so slightly in order to see your situation in a fantastic new light, you will learn that the present moment is filled with the most dynamic magic. Instead of focusing on what you don't have, right, focus on what you do. Even better, spend energy focusing your thoughts on the experiences that you will create in the future. Taking time to meditate and slow your mind will show you that life is better than it seems. It's up to you to shift into the abundance available to you right now. And then the affirmation, I see the fullness and richness of my life. I hope that message resonates. Sending so much love.